Time for another coffee. Mm, okay, time for another drawing. How about we draw some pictures? So I've got this sketch. I've got this page, actually. This is a whole page. And let me just show you the original drawing for a second. Excuse me, I have a little frog in my throat. So this page, this started out as obviously a physical sketch page. This is pencil on paper here. I drew a few little characters, and these are all from different references I think that I found on Pinterest or something. And I don't remember how long ago I drew this. It's been a while, maybe a year, maybe sometime last year, a few months ago. Anyway, I was looking through some of my old drawings, and I thought I really liked the way these characters turned out. I think, if I remember right, some of these references were actual kids. I think this one was maybe this one, but some of these were the reference photos were of grown adults that I turned into kids as I was drawing them because I'm practicing. Uh, I've done a few children's books, and you're always asked to draw children characters. Usually, the main character, they're a child, and there's something. It's difficult to draw a convincing child character, and so I was practicing that, and it's not easy. I think I still need a lot of work on it. But anyway, so I brought this drawing into Procreate here, and I am using my custom brush, Jeff's Fine Mechanical Pencil 2. I think this may be uh, this may be a brush that I'm working on currently. I think it's an update to an existing brush. But anyway, I've got this brush and I like it a lot. I mean, just look at these marks. It looks like a pencil. Whoops. When I was growing up and learning how to draw, um, and I was still figuring out like the types of mediums that I enjoyed drawing with, mechanical pencils, for some reason, I really liked them. And I still enjoy using them occasionally. So anyway, I've got I've got these sketches, and I'm just going over the top of them with this fine mechanical pencil brush. And yeah, I want to clean them up a little bit. Maybe tighten up some of these lines and some of their expressions, like this guy. I think, yeah, his face is kind of doing a weird thing here. So I would tighten this up and make that profile a bit more defined, I think. Yeah, that's too much detail, I think. Here we go. And he's got these glasses, which I think is a cool thing for his character. And I may even add glasses over on this side and some eyebrows. See, something like that. Of course, when I change that, it's going to affect his chin. Yeah. It looks a little odd. I may shrink the size of this ear a little bit, and we'll make that more cartoony. And his hair is pretty wild. I like this. I want to keep a lot of that character, I think. Yeah, here we go. I think that is looking much better here. Yeah, that's looking much better. And I haven't finished this second one over here. Okay, maybe let's bounce back and forth. Let's finish this one up here. I think we're close. This one is getting close. And she's holding this teddy bear, but the way that she's holding it is a bit awkward. I think, let me see, the arm maybe should go a little bit different here. Here we go. I like that teddy bear. Yeah, there we go. And I think what I'm gonna do, I think I think she was wearing either some shorts or something, but I'm gonna make this a bit more clear. Yeah, that just looks a little strange. How to fix that? Hmm, how is that looking? I think it's this part. So I'm looking at my hand. How does this how does this fit? I think something like that. I think it'll be all right, although the fingers on her other hand are much shorter. Let's try this again. Hands are tough, man. Hands are tough. I think maybe I'm thinking too much about this. So her thumb is smaller and her fingers are much smaller on that other hand. So maybe we just do that and leave it. Just leave it. Walk away. I think we're gonna do it. All right. And then these shoes. I'm not sure that I like her legs bending that way. It just looks a little odd. You know what I might do to fix this? I do like these long socks though, so let's keep that. And maybe change the angle of this leg to match. Like maybe she's, yeah, maybe taking a step forward. All right. And, oop, whoa, not sure what happened there. And they're Crocs. Because why not, right? Yeah, let's go with that. Zhoo, zhoo. Add some dimension a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I think we can go with that one. That's not too bad, right? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Look at that. All right. And now let's see what's going on with this guy. He's wearing a baggy hoodie. So, let's get this hood and the little string that goes across here. And I don't know if I like the shape of this arm as I drew it. So yeah, let me just make some adjustments as I go along. There's something so satisfying about going over your previous work and tightening it up. You know, when I was first getting started with drawing, and I would watch process videos of other artists quite a bit. And the thing that I thought, man, I want to get to the point that I don't have to do what these other artists are doing, because they would start out with a sketch and then they would refine the sketch and then they would ink the sketch and then they would either paint on top of it or color pencil or watercolor. There were many, many stages to from the sketch to the final illustration. And I thought, no, 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 I want to get to the point where I don't have to do all of that. That's too much work. And drawing the same thing over and over and over, that is so boring. Um, I was dumb. I was dumb. Like it it's part of the process. So don't be like me. Get to the point where refining your sketch is enjoyable. It's just part of the process, and making your drawing better and cleaner is part of the fun. It's more like a heart issue than it is anything else. And I think I'm not sure that I like the way that his legs are in the sketch. So I'm going to change that also. Yeah, let's do this. Here we go. Yeah, how am I going to? Sometimes I might do this, and I think that you've seen it before. I like to keep uh, my work on a minimal amount of layers. It's just something that I like to do. But there are times when um, I want to draw something and I don't want to undo it and redo it and check to see, like, is this going to work out the way that I think it's going to work out? So I'll add a layer and then I'll draw some stuff and I might tweak with it to see, is this going to fit the way that I am hoping it's going to fit, or what's going on here? And so that's what I'm doing here, right? I should name these. This is the original sketch. This is my lines, and this is just a temporary layer. I'm not even going to bother naming that because it's going to be gone. Um, and what I'm gonna use this layer for is, at least at this point, although proportionally, there's something I'm trying to figure out with his legs. I don't like the way that his legs are in this sketch. And what I may do here is to refine these pants and add some seams here and the pockets. And I may even I think that's already looking better. Now I gotta get these socks to match. Ding, ding. All right, and the shoes are obviously, like, look how loose those are. Um, let's see. I think these will be maybe some high tops. Oh, yeah, let's just do that. Something like that. I think that's gonna work out. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Yeah, we'll kind of go with that. And then if I like the way that turned out, then I'll just boop, merge it down. And then maybe this will be, where are we at? About 20 minutes. Maybe this will be like a longer video. Let's see if we color one of these real quick. I'm gonna go to this, and how do we color this? Let's just do, oh boy, I think that brush is a little big. We'll just lay down a flat color real quick. And we'll clean up some of the edges, I think. Maybe. Sometimes it's nice to like leave those little mistakes peeking through. Oh, yeah, man, sometimes I don't know if it's an Apple thing or I think that it's an Apple thing. I don't think that it's a Procreate thing, but when I am drawing, sometimes my little, it's like the stylus will glitch or something. Like doesn't quite register the way that it should. So anyway, what I'm doing right now is uh just tightening up some of these edges, and at least with this brush, it acts kind of like a real life marker brush, at least in some ways, but you see how it's a little bit darker here. Um, do you know your active brush, right? So right now I'm using Jeff's Super Marker. If I tap and hold on either the smudge or the erase brush, it will set that tool to your current active brush. So I will smudge using the same brush to kind of clean up those edges here. I mean, it's not perfect, but come on, it's just a sketch. Now, see, my eraser is set to my color pencil, but if I go to my active brush and then I hold, boop, now it's on Jeff's Super Marker. Ta-da! Look at that. Look at that. It works just fine. All right, let's finish this up here. Just add some quick color. Or maybe we'll call it here. This is going to take a while. I still have 6 other portraits left to do, but I love these little characters. I think they turned out just so fun. Let me see. Let me see. Maybe we can add this kid needs. What does this kid need? He's got to get some. I just love these little overalls. Kids in overalls, man. I mean, is there anything that is cuter than kids in overalls? My goodness. I remember wearing overalls as a kid. You know, even now, sometimes I will paint interiors. I've got a buddy who owns a painting company, and I've painted with him a few times. Actually, quite a few times. He taught me a lot about painting, and he's just a cool dude. He's a solid dude. Um, anyway, because of the work that I did with him, I bought some painting overalls. I call them like my Mario painting outfit. They're all white. Painter's clothes are typically all white. I asked my friend why that was. Most painters' uniforms, they're all white. And he told me that painters, quite a bit of what they do is they're painting ceilings or walls. And a, a very, a popular color or a popular primer is white or off-white. So if you're ever getting dirty, if paint ever gets anywhere besides the wall and it ends up on your clothes, like it will end up on your clothes. Um, White doesn't show up as much, right? Because you're wearing white and the paint is white. So there you go. Um, it's genius. All right, so this is a kid. He's wearing kid clothes. Let's make his overalls a little bit brighter. And I'm going to paint just like the inside. I'll leave a little bit of this color on the outside because I think that has a cool effect. Just like this. And you'll notice I added an additional layer on top here, just like that, because look what happens when I'm on this same layer, right? The color is not quite as vibrant because it's acting like a marker. So let me undo that here, and then I'll flatten it. Boop. Just like that. There we go. And now we'll add, he's got red hair. Oh, for sure. This kid has got red hair. He is a fun little dude. Look at this. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I found these images on Pinterest. And this little kid was just having so much fun. I liked the pose and the energy, and yeah, I'm glad that I drew this one. Ah, look at that. Ah, it's a cute little kid. All right, I could spend a lot of time polishing this up, but I'm not going to. Do I want to add yellow there? I don't think I like how that looks, but maybe I'll add yellow to his socks. Is that cool? Not sure. I don't know. Maybe. And then add another shade to the hair to really make it a bit more vibrant. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. I like that. I like that. That's pretty fun. We're going to end there. This has been great. This has been fun. I hope that you have enjoyed this as much as I have enjoyed drawing these little characters. It's fun. Thanks for hanging out. Um, this is, I mean, it's just something I just enjoy drawing. I love drawing every single day. And I hope that you enjoy hanging out and spending time with me, and hopefully you learn something. If there's anything that you would like me to talk about regarding art, if there's something you want to learn or just curious about different techniques that I've used, let me know. I read your comments and I love to hear from you. The brushes that I'm using here are my custom brushes, and you can download those and check it out and use them for yourself in Procreate. There's going to be a link somewhere in the comments or the description. Just click on it, check it out. It helps me, it helps the channel. And if you want to support what I do, if you like what I do here, do all of the social media things, like and comment and share. And I really appreciate you taking the time and spending it here with me. And I will catch you in the next video.